Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another horror movie review. This time we're going to be talking about Wishmaster, presented by Wes Craven, and starring Andrew Divoff as the Djinn, as well as Tammy Lauren, and appearances from other horror legends. Yeah, so this film wasn't actually directed by Wes Craven, although he did back it, and had a certain, probably a producer position or something like that, I'm sure. I didn't actually pull that part up real quick, just to clarify, for clarifying purposes, before we get too far into this video. If my computer decides to load. Yeah, it came out in 1997, and this has actually been a movie I've been meaning to watch for quite some time. And yeah, produced by Wes Craven, I was right. Good. Didn't fully embarrass myself there. But yeah, I meant to watch this movie quite some time ago, for the past few years, actually. If you guys don't know, horror is still my favorite film genre. I may have been doing a boatload of, action movie reviews lately, but horror is still definitely my favorite film genre. And Wishmaster is always one I heard about, ever since I became a horror fan, years and years ago. Probably mostly because of, the cameos by other famous horror actors in it. But it's one I've always meant to check out. The story for it concerns a Djinn, a wish-granting evil genie who is released from a jewel and seeks to capture the soul of the woman who discovered him, thereby opening a portal and freeing his fellow Djinn to inhabit and enslave the earth. So yeah, that's basically your sum up there, or what was on Wikipedia anyway. So what I'm talking about now is, well, because it was actually directed by Robert Kurtzman, who I have to emphasize because he's directed some films, but he's mostly known for his special effects and makeup work, actually. And I'm going to Flashback Weekend in Chicago again this weekend, like I do every year. It'll be my third year in a row, and he's actually going to be a guest there this year. So I'm very excited about that. Just to look at the guy's filmography and all the work he's put into tons and tons of horror movies, from really familiar ones like some of the Nightmare movies to ones a little bit more under the radar like this, to ones that you probably haven't even heard of, or some pretty big mainstream movies that you probably didn't even know you had a hand in. This guy's done a lot of work, and it shows in this movie as well. And it's always interesting when someone steps in and takes on another position, especially like a director. And I gotta say, he did a good job with this. I actually liked Wishmaster. I haven't watched any of the sequels yet. I've heard mixed things about those, but as always, I'll check them out for myself and go from there. And I'll talk about them when the time comes. But yeah, I ended up basically running this on Amazon Prime. I basically went for a Cinemax trial on that, to finally have a way to watch it. And now I definitely plan on ordering the Blu-ray set. I'm not sure about the sequels, but the cover for it is pretty damn cool. First off, though, besides, again, Kurtzman's work here, we gotta talk about our star, Andrew Divoff, as the Djinn. Very, very cool and I think fairly unique horror character here. Makeup-wise, I think he looks very good. Of course, all practical with him. I think it looks really nice, creepy. I really like the voice he uses in his real form and in his human form. Of course, where the actress gets to sort of have this kind of seductive, pulling in personality, playing on people's greed and desires and everything like that, then basically twisting them and making it very, very fatal and deadly in the process. I think Andrew Divoff does a really nice job here. He feels like he could be one of those special horror actors, just like some of them featured in this movie. Just off this one movie alone, I think it should be it should have more renown than it does. Now, it's not perfect. I'm not saying it is, but I did like it a good amount. Just the vibe you get from the Wishmaster here, I really like it. In fact, the opening, where it shows them in ancient times, I almost sort of wanted the whole movie to be a period thing like that. I think that would have been really interesting to see. The movie is quite violent, but yeah, before we get to that, just the voice he uses is really, really pitch perfect, I think, and really fitting for how you think the character would sound. Again, the eyes, just the texture on his face and everything, his mannerisms, I think, are all really, really top-notch work. Oh yeah, the movie is quite violent, obviously rated R. The opening sequence, again, though, ancient times, gets pretty chaotic and fairly gory. There are a few pretty cool deaths in this movie. There's one I'm a little let down by, but overall there's a lot of good practical blood work in this as well. So I enjoy that aspect of it too. I think the best scenes in the movie are actually when she's sort of in his world. She kind of crosses over into that side of things, and you get the red lighting and everything. I think those are the best scenes in the movie, for me anyway. And then Tammy Lauren herself, I thought did a fine job. I mean, I thought she was competent. I think there could have been actresses that maybe would have stood out more against such a unique horror character like the Wishmaster. I think there may have been someone who could have maybe pushed it beyond a little bit, but I think they also could have done that worse. I mean, she felt believable for the most part. Sometimes there are some expressions she uses when she's really in the moment that don't feel quite natural. Overall, I thought she did a fine job with it. And then the cameos we have Robert Englund here. He's one, of course, who ends up organizing the whole jewel that the gin is freed from, and it turns out to be his team's accident and everything. He's trying to keep it there, and so a lot of it revolves around his business and everything. Then besides Robert Englund, of course, you have an appearance like Kane, Hodder, as well as Tony, Todd, Jason, and Candyman alike. And let's talk about Kane Hodder for a second. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have seen this movie. I'm, again, probably one of the only ones who hasn't yet. So yeah, Kane Hodder, most of these guys are killed off in this movie. I'll just say that in some sort of particular fashion. Kane Hodder's death, he's a security guard. I was a little bit let down with how they went with it, because I just got done talking about their practical work in the movie. But basically, Andrew Divoff is trying to get through him, and Kane Hodder's not letting him pass. He keeps trying to get Kane Hodder to phrase things a certain way so he can get around him. Again, to kind of twist those wishes and ways of saying things. But it's not really working right, so he ends up actually walking away because of the way Kane Hodder said something. But then finally, Kane Hodder, the security guard, says something like, "Oh, you have to go through me." And at first, I was expecting a really bloody death of Andrew Divoff just walking through him and just his body sort of bursting with blood or imploding or something like that, or some kind of man-sized hole through him. I don't know. But instead, we got basically this. I think it was a mostly CG effect of him like going into pieces, and then trying to look like some other sort of material that Andrew Divoff gets to walk through or something. It just felt a little bit odd, and kind of like a wasted moment to kill Kane Hodder of all people. But besides that, I think all these appearances were pretty enjoyable in this movie, and it was still good to see Kane for sure. Besides that, I think the movie is fairly creative. I mean, the premise alone, I think, is quite fun, and again, the charisma of Divoff in this role, I think, is roughly on the level of some of these other guys as well. In fact, I like Wishmaster more than Candyman. I'll just say that right now. So yeah, it's a movie I actually feel like watching again. I feel like I've seen a ton of horror movies, and I feel like it could be within my top like I'm not sure about 15, but maybe within my top 30 or so horror movies. And again, I've seen like hundreds over the years, so it also inspires me to track down that movie Maniac's Wishmaster figure as well. Again, kind of nervous about sequels, but I'll watch at least the second one since it still has Divoff in the role. No longer Kurtzman directing, unfortunately, but I'm gonna let you know when I watch it. So overall, if I had to rate Wishmaster, the ending is also pretty cool as well. I liked it. But yeah, if I had to rate Wishmaster, I'm giving about a B or an 84%. Pretty cool horror flick in my opinion. So yeah, let me guys thought about it. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and without spoilers, let me know what you guys thought about the sequels. How do you rank them? Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and peace.